Dave Morrissey.
Joaquin Torres.
I'm Chris McCorkle.
It was a memorable weekend for the C Shift out at Firehouse 8, but for all the wrong reasons. Tonight, Mike Watkiss gives us a rare look at a very tense night for one of the Valley's busiest fire departments. Mike?
Yeah, right you are, Patty. For Phoenix taxpayers wondering what your firefighting dollar is buying for you, we'd like to offer up the following report, just a little glimpse inside one weekend shift rolling with the 8-ball.
As the world turns at the 8-ball.
Always upbeat and optimistic, young Phoenix firefighter Joaquin Torres able to muster a laugh and a smile about the state of the world early Saturday morning. But truth be told, the world of the 8-ball seemed to have just about spun right off its axis Friday night and Saturday morning during one very busy, bruising, and bloody tour of duty for the boys of Firehouse number 8.
We got a 962, which is a motor vehicle accident with fire.
Copy, engine 4. You do have a vehicle underneath the semi. It is fully involved, unknown at the crossing flag.
A shift most certainly topped off for Joaquin and his ambulance partner Greg Neal with an incredible freeway inferno in the wee hours of Saturday morning.
All I saw was a flaming truck and car going over against the guardrail.
We were driving along and somebody rear-ended us.
A passenger car driven by an older couple is allegedly rear-ended by a small Mazda westbound on the I-10. The Mazda then apparently stalls on the busy freeway near the 19th Avenue stack and is literally run over and crushed by an oncoming semi. The Pepsi truck driver fortunately able to get out of the exploding wreckage, but the young 19-year-old driver of the Mazda not nearly so lucky. Despite the best efforts of Joaquin Torres, Greg Neal, and other firefighters, the teenage girl then incinerated right where she sat.
I guess this guy bumped into someone, stopped, and can't stop a semi that quick, and ran into the back of the guy. Pretty sad.
But again, all that merely the flaming finale to a night that already seemed to have been supercharged for the boys of the 8-ball. Starting on a downtown soccer field, one of the players has fractured his arm, and the 8-ballers promptly on the scene for the assist. Here, Joaquin and Greg, joined by Captain Tom Henry and veteran Andy Avila, while soft-spoken and sincere firefighter paramedic Bobby Dubno does what he can to alleviate the busted-up man's obvious pain.
Bobby was trying to get an order for morphine from the doc over at the hospital, but they still haven't got a hold of the doctor. They're still looking for one out there. Sometimes they get busy. It takes a little while.
For morphine, you need a doctor.
Orders for morphine.
This guy was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it.
I think he was drunk.
The guy who owns the
Yeah, I think he was drunk.
And speaking of medication, this man allegedly already well medicated with alcohol long before the 8-ballers joined police at the man's south side apartment. Apparently so drunk, the man had forgotten his keys and then broken right through his own front window with his fist to get back inside.
So we're out here and a guy has a cut hand and a broken window.
Very minor laceration to his hand, breaking into his own apartment.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Why was he breaking into his own apartment? Do we know?
He went out and got drunk and forgot to take his keys.
That's a problem.
It can't be a problem.
I hate it when that happens.
And the next call, Station 8's ambulance crew, Greg and Joaquin, once again out on their own. This time for a man who had been shot, or was it stabbed? The victim refused at the scene to say, leaving police and firefighters to then try to figure it out themselves.
What does it look like? He got shot or stabbed? Well, he's not saying whether he was shot or stabbed. He was just standing there, and all of a sudden now he has a hole in his chest, but he's not saying why. Another case of, I don't know, I was just sitting there, minding our own business, and I don't know what happened. I got a hole in my chest. We get many of that. Is that right? Yeah. Except usually they talk to us when PD isn't around, because they know we don't really care about the legality aspect.
That's not your bag.
No, we just want to know what happens to take care of it.
That's great.
Copy.
But no time for idle speculation. Next up, a quick trip to Madison Street Jail. A young woman has suffered a seizure while being booked into the slammer.
I guess she had a seizure, but she had had massive track marks up and down her arm. So
Track marks on her arm.
track marks like from needle sticks, heroin usually. So no telling what was going on with that. See the smoke, Mike? Mike, step to your left-hand side up here.
Oh, yeah.
Which then brings us back to that early morning fatal fire on the I-10 freeway. And finally, back to firehouse number 8 just before 4 a.m. A long, hard night in the ever turning and twisting world of the boys of the 8-ball.
What a night!
Man, no doubt.
Great story there from Mike Watkiss and their C shift.